that's typically how you apply your product, is in that format. Even if you're doing, you know, our practice tips, which we're gonna end up doing eventually. So one of the first things I wanna do is talk about setup. Everybody's gonna get a brush. You're gonna get one brush. If you ruin your brush, that's your problem. You can go out and buy a new one, but we're not gonna just keep handing brushes out because we just can't do that. We have a bag of brushes, and that's for this class and the senior class. So that's all we have. When you're using the product, everybody's gonna get 2 dapping dishes, and we're just gonna let you use these until we're done with acrylic. So it's your responsibility to clean them. One of my seniors went through and cleaned out all the dapping dishes. So when you get them, they should be clean, okay? When you put them away, this is how they should look, and your brush should look clean as well, okay? So you're gonna start with your liquid. We have an eyedropper, so you should be using your eyedropper. Just like anything, you're gonna squeeze it, and then you're gonna get the product. You're gonna put it into your container. Now, you know, I have 1 bottle, and how many of you girls? So please don't rush it. You'll get your product. And then what's that? That's what we have.
Destiny.
That's what we have.
Destiny, can you move that chair?
Yeah, that's all we have. That's how crazy it is.
Thank you.
That's why, you know, when we practice, it's like we practice and then we move on to the next thing. This bottle itself was like $85.
Yep. I picked it up myself.
How much was it?
It was around $85.
So that's why, that's why we
Amazon.
this is not like we're just gonna play with this.
That's professional.
We have smaller ones that were like $35 for just a smaller one. So we got the bigger one. But so we have white powder, clear, natural. We have a couple different kinds. It doesn't matter what you use because we're just practicing. But we have our little scoopers, and you're gonna scoop this in here. So please, acrylic products are very expensive. Don't be wasteful, don't be spilling them, okay? What we do at the end of the day when we're done is we put all of our used powder in the 1 container, and it says used powder. We would not use this on clients, but this is what we can practice with because we're just practicing.
Ladies, put
Okay.
your phones away and pay attention, please.
So, to prep your brush, you're gonna want to dip it into your liquid, and when it's dry, you can actually see the liquid rise right up the bristles, okay? Setting up, you have to have extra towels down, okay? If you're working and you don't have extra towels and you're going through the towels, you're gonna be asked to get another towel, because what ends up happening is you go through these towels. So I like to have all my stuff on the towel, and then I take a second towel and I fold it, and this is what I wipe my brush on, okay? So this is what I'm gonna wipe my brush on after every time I dip it in the liquid and powder, okay? So liquid, powder, then you go to your paper. When you're done on your paper, you wipe your brush off before you put it back into the stuff. If not, what happens is you start contaminating your liquid. And once this liquid starts getting cloudy and it gets product in it, it's not gonna work the way it's supposed to anymore, okay? So you're gonna start off by not putting the whole brush in. You're only gonna put a little tiny tip in. You're gonna wipe the excess liquid off inside your liquid dapping dish, not inside this. Once you get to the powder, you're gonna take your brush and you can put it right in the center, and you can wind it up and make a ball out of it, okay?
Now, what if all that don't dry? I mean, what if all that stuff don't get wet?
Then it's probably too dry. And if it gets too wet, like I haven't done this in a while, so it might be too wet, okay? So you see, I put it on my paper. Now I'm taking my brush and I'm cleaning my brush off. So my brush looks just like it did the first time, okay? Now what I'm doing is I'm watching this start to level, okay? And if it levels too quickly, it means it's too wet. If it stays in a ball, it's too dry. So what we have to learn is we have to learn that consistency, okay? So if you can take the side of your brush and you can kind of move it a little bit and keep it in place, then it's probably the right amount of liquid or powder. If it goes like this, and I'm gonna try to get it really wet and then not get it a lot of powder. So if you put it down And by the time you get your brush wiped off, it's already starting to spread, it's too wet. And vice versa, if you put it in your liquid and you don't have enough liquid, and you put it in your powder, and like you said, it doesn't all get absorbed, it's gonna stay right up there like a little ball, and you don't want that either. You definitely need to be able to move it around. And if you're moving it around and it's sliding all over the place, it's still too wet. Okay? But the key is making sure that your brush is clean before you start putting it into the product. Every once in a while, take your powder, tap it on the table so you have a nice flat surface. Okay?